The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
Welcome to this week's episode of Work the Left Side. I was meant to be having a guest this week. We've had to reschedule, so it was a last minute wing it episode with the King of the Ring, Mick Connolly, and Mr. Palmer's away on holiday this week, so we have James sitting in with us. So yeah, we just generally talk. Obviously last week we did the CM Punk Spotlight episode, so this week we discussed his debut on Dynamite, on Rampage. This week's Dynamite, SummerSlam, Takeover, possibly the last Takeover of the current incarnation of NXT. So, and Adam Cole's future. Will he go main roster? Will he go AEW? Who knows? So yeah, it's a throw together episode. Apologies. Hopefully Craig will be on next week. And then yeah, we'll be back to normal again. So we have a laugh. It's one of those episodes, you know what it's like when we get talking. So enjoy it, and leave us a comment, leave us a like, subscribe. Yeah, that's it. So thank you for checking it out, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye. This is episode 30 of Work the Left Side. This week's guest has rescheduled, so we are winging it again. And this week joined by Mr. Mick Connolly.
Hello.
And the always awesome James is back. It's been a while since we've seen him.
Yeah,
so.
it's been a while since I've been here. I've had COVID. I've been working. So time hasn't been on my side lately, but it's good to be back. This is, I feel like it's a bigger return than CM Punk.
Not quite 7 years.
I'm not going to lie now. The amount of times I've appeared now because of cancellations on there, I think I need to be referred to now as the King of the Wing.
You can be King of the Wing. I will gladly. I'll put that into the intro. You shall be Mick, King of the Ring.
King of the Wing.
That's it. Yeah. I'm tired, man. My W's and R's coming out or fluxed. So right, so
like your words.
Pretty much, yeah. So this week we are going to discuss I want to kind of wing it with obviously last week we did the CM Punk Spotlight episode. We recorded that on Wednesday before he made his debut on Friday. We was all pretty certain he was going to turn up.
No one told me.
At the time, we didn't know. So we've obviously had that happen. I want to kind of discuss people's thoughts on Adam Cole as well, and how you would
Adam Bomb, baby.
And just off SummerSlam, NXT Takeover weekend's just happened, so we've got a few things we can kind of chat shit about, really. So that's the plan. So we'll start with the best in the world. What did you all think to Punk's debut?
I just want to start by saying this has to do with CM Punk, but between Friday and last night's Dynamite, my God, so much. Just so much has happened in space of not a week.
I think the biggest thing for me was, didn't the Miz turn on Morrison? The biggest thing of the week for me. But yeah, I suppose we'll talk about Punk.
Thank you.
Obviously, Punk's debut, especially, but he even like pretty much confirmed Daniel Bryan joining AEW as well last night. It's out of nowhere.
And Bray Wyatt as well. If you've seen the things with the trainers, The first one he had GB on, didn't he?
He had AC on Friday as well. People can add 2 and 2 together, I assume. So
I wouldn't put it past him though, just to be taking the piss as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
You know full well that's going to blow.
But I do have a feeling with last is what he said last night. Pretty much, he said last night. If people haven't seen it yet, he said, "Am I still the best in the world?" The whole crowd started chanting, "Yes, yes, yes." He went, "That's someone else's stick. You just got to be patient." And everyone went, "Oh."
But didn't he also drop something about AJ as well?
Yeah, he went. Oh, last things first. April, to my beautiful wife, April, I love you. Then he went off. He didn't really do anything big.
Basically, from that now, everyone's saying she's a mystery entry into the women's casino battle royal, which wouldn't shock me.
It wouldn't shock me, but at the same time, I don't think it'll happen.
No, it's Ruby Soho, isn't it? That's the Joker.
Yeah, you'd imagine so.
I hope it's Maki Ito.
But
I thought you were going to say McIntyre there.
Maki Ito.
I mean, a hell of a wild card that one.
Just so I can see her back on BTE with the Dark Order, just telling them a lot to fuck off. Sorry, my language, but that's quotes. That's quotes. I'm using direct quotes from her on BTE.
Can't believe you're dropping F-bombs. We never do that when we're on here. Sure. Never swear. Disgraceful. Comes back from COVID, and all of a sudden he's edgier and stuff, dropping F-bombs.
COVID changed me, to be fair.
COVID's fucked.
I still suffer from it, to be fair. I still suffer from it.
But yeah, okay. Imagine AJ does turn up. Fantasy booking.
AJ Britt would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be, but I don't think you can just chuck AJ. You can't just chuck AJ in the title picture, though.
No, what about like a mixed gender one though? Just as like an exhibition match. You got Cole and Baker versus Punk and AJ.
I'd just rather see Punk and Cole first. I'm not gonna lie.
Just so long as Brian doesn't bring Brie Bella.
Now, the Bellas are firmly in WWE. I think that.
I don't know, mate. Did you not hear? Did you hear Nikki's interview after SummerSlam?
She won allowed in, was she?
Yeah, and she and they asked her what her favourite moment was of it, and all she'd done was blast the women's title match.
But let's be fair.
She had no favourite moment.
Let's be fair. Who liked that segment though?
Me.
What?
Me.
What?
Why?
Just did. What would you rather have had, that or Bianca against Carmella?
I'd like to see Becky. I'd like to see Becky and Bianca in a really good match.
Well, we're gonna
one that goes 26 seconds.
We'll get that, but I think it was just more so for the pop sort of thing. It was more to do that. We'll get the big Becky Bianca match and stuff. We'll get plenty of them, but I just think for what it was the whole thing of she played the Hogan card. Okay, let's say it.
You're not helping your case. You're not helping your case, were you?
No, I didn't mind it. The Hogan thing I did mind, but that no, I didn't mind it. I was pissed when I was watching it. I'm not gonna lie, so I didn't really care. But I still don't care now. I think it's good. Whatever, get on with it. Crack on. I've never been Bianca Belair's biggest fan. I still don't think she's anywhere. I still don't think she's anywhere near as good as what people think she is. When you watch her matches, I think there's a lot of rough edges there which still need to be smoothed out.
Who's that?
Bianca Belair.
Weird thing is, I think the same about Lynch. This will get me shot in comments if people actually do comment. I don't see the big deal about Lynch. I kind of get the character.
That's what it is.
We need to clip this. It needs to be clipped.
But let's face it, the Becky character is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin, when he was at the peak, wasn't the greatest in the ring.
It was better than Becky,
wasn't it?
It's so much better.
To be fair, I'll be fair.
But Austin was a lot of it was to do with his injury, so he was limited what he could do.
And face Brett as well.
So you see, no, I don't get it. I'm the king of the wing. I can say what I want.
I'm right in the middle of you two. I love both of them.
So we got three sides to the story then. But so yeah. Anyway, I think that's definitely one of those moments that's just kind of left people exasperated and questioning where does Bianca go from here? And no doubt, she'll have a banging match in about a month's time against Becky Lynch. They talked about Becky Lynch is going to be heel, so that sets up babyface Bianca and heel Becky.
I hope we get Becky and Rollins together then. I like a heel power. I don't
want to see that again.
But I want that as a heel power couple type thing.
But
to be fair, last time they did
get a power couple though.
Mm.
As long as Roman's the top of the car, you don't get as a power couple. Roman is still doing the best work of his career right now.
And still going to lose to Goro.
I don't think Brock will lose. I don't think Roman will lose to Brock. And Roman will beat Brock. I think there's a prime spot for Roman Rock at WrestleMania for that title.
Roman Rock is going to be, I think, the following WrestleMania in Hollywood, in Los Angeles.
I can't see them building Roman Reigns as a heel for that long.
I can see them building. They've got a year and a half to build him as a heel for a bit more, turn him face, and then turn him heel again. We're talking a year and a half here. There's plenty of time to do switching things.
I think he'll drop the title at some point. He might drop it temporarily to Brock for a few weeks around Survivor Series. So we get the Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley match without the title being on the line.
No, Brock Goldberg at Survivor Series.
No. God, no. We've had that enough times now. Nobody wants that again.
But that's the match Lashley wants.
Lashley said he wants Brock Lashley. And I think basically Brock Lashley is probably Vince's wet dream at the moment.
But during Survivor Series and nobody has to lose a belt.
Nobody's got to lose a title and nobody really loses face on it either, do they?
Yeah, that's why I did Roman Drew last year.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't hurt Drew.
I think we're going to get Roman Cena at WrestleMania this year. I think Cena's going to get number 17 at Mania.
I can't see Cena winning it again.
Cena's going to win it again. Cena is going to get the number 17 title. No matter what anyone else thinks, he will get number 17.
What did you both think to the... you can't remember it, can you, Mick? James, have you watched the Reigns Cena match?
I enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed it.
My view from the floor of the disabled toilet floor was good.
Roman, exactly how I expected it. Roman just beat the crap out of Cena most of it. Cena had a few hope spots. I actually called a spot perfectly. Because when Cena was by the announce table, I saw Roman on the other side of the ring outside. I thought, I went to the group I was like, Roman's going to run over. Cena's going to pick him up, put him to the table. I think I said it quite loud because a lot of people heard me. I went, oh, that's going to happen. It happened. And everyone went, hey. I was there like,
thank you. Free drinks.
Yeah, like
as he next from his Toy Story goblet.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Roman Cena, I actually really enjoyed it. It's what it needed to be.
Roman played it really well as well when he's looking into the camera, kind of apologising, to like the Hollywood execs. It's like, yeah, I'm going to kick his ass. I apologise all to you, but yeah, I'm going to hurt him. He just played it really well.
Heyman's face was beautiful though. When Brock come out, Heyman's face was beautiful. I didn't actually hear that Brock pop at first, because the bar started. It was big. Yeah, I know. I've heard it since then, but at the time I didn't actually hear it because I could hear it from the toilet floor. It was big. The pub I was at, as soon as Reigns and Cena finished, they started shutting up.
Oh, what?
Everyone, we didn't think much of it either. We just thought Roman one call. We all got up and started leaving. There's the one person just started marking out. Then everyone stopped at the entrance and like Brock coming out. Everyone's like, well, turn the sound on it. And the guy's like, oh, we turned it off now. We can't do that now.
Gutted. Smiling Brock is scarier than mean Brock.
Agreed.
Something very unearthing about Brock smiling. It's like
Brock high-fiving people, just smiling. It terrifies me.
Yeah. Brock was happy though because after it went off, he just absolutely destroyed Cena, didn't he? For the fans before he went home, just absolutely just destroyed him. But that's the way of writing Cena off TV until until Mania or something like that, or
Yeah,
coming up
probably
Mania.
Rumble Mania probably seem to be back. But like, I want to give out a massive credit
Oh,
for that
Christ.
block return.
Oh no.
Pat McAfee.
Pat
McAfee
is just the best. He's probably one of the best things in wrestling at the moment.
SmackDown's going to miss him next couple of weeks. Obviously, he's got COVID. But I remember.
Sorry, I've just had a notification come through on my phone. My T-shirt. I've just had a follow back from Adam Bomb on Twitter. Sorry, I'm just marking out like fuck as this is going on live. It's just come up saying real Brian Clark started following you back. I'm sorry, I'm marking out like fuck yeah.
Wow.
Adam Bomb, baby.
Yeah, like.
That's Adam. But yeah, Pat McAfee's reaction to Brock turning up was fucking it made.
He's got COVID now though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be off coming. There's one.
How much do we have to have Bailey Cole on commentary?
Yeah, I was about to bring this up.
Bailey and Cole on commentary will be absolute perfection.
Yes.
Yeah, once Pat's back, yeah, got that. Has to be a three-way team of Cole, Pat, and Bailey until Bailey comes back.
I just think Bailey and Cole for the next 2 weeks. Bailey and Cole just bouncing off each other, just abusing each other as the match goes on. Like anything Cole says, Bailey's just going to absolutely blast him for it. Like he'll call something vintage, and she'll just rinse him for it. Just loads of different things. I think the heat between them all throughout COVID and stuff. It was one of the best things I thought.
Yeah.
Through the COVID era was Bailey like sort of jaw-jacking with Michael Cole during our matches.
Yeah.
And I think to bring that into the commentary team now, while Pat McAfee's obviously isolating, I think that would be brilliant for it.
Yeah, I'd second that.
Because even with Cena's return at Money in the Bank, Pat made it. Because I remember seeing when Michael Cole went on Pat's podcast, Michael Cole said, "You've rejuvenated my career. You have so much charisma. I have to bounce back off for you now." And
his energy has refueled Michael Cole, hasn't it?
Yeah, I remember one thing when Pat started marking out when Cena came out, and Michael had to shout, "Oh my God, Cena's here!" while losing his voice. Then Pat goes, "Where?"
Until Pat McAfee come into it, though, I genuinely didn't understand how Michael Cole still had a job. I didn't think he would. I think he'd completely lost all.
I did
everything about it. But
I knew why Michael was there. Cause I still remember that first UK tournament where it was Michael Cole and Nigel McGuinness on commentary, and he did such a good job there. It really depends who's in his ear and who he's got next to him.
I think a lot of it might have been to do with the fact as well is because it was on Raw for a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think 3 hours of them was a bit too much.
And with JBL and Jerry Lawler every week.
Oh, I like JBL.
Anyway,
back to CM Punk.
We go to the elephant in the room again.
We've touched on SummerSlam. Obviously, Damian Priest, new US champ.
Great match.
Yeah, happy for that. Sheamus delivered as always, and the crowd seems to be behind Priest. So
Sheamus is on a roll this year.
Sheamus is just one of the most underappreciated wrestlers in that roster.
He's doing his best in-ring work his whole career this year.
But it's basically a case of if you can work well with Sheamus will put you over.
Yeah.
Sheamus is there now. He's like the measuring stick sort of thing. He's like how Orton went for a bit. Where when Orton didn't have titles, they would put people in feuds with Orton and see how they would go with that. And that was sort of the measuring stick for how good they could be. And if that feud went well, then that person's push went well. And I think it could be the same with Sheamus now. I think Sheamus is another one who will at some point, as a thank you, get another title run. But I don't think it'll be for a while.
No, I won't be opposed to it though.
No, would I? But I think it'll be a thank you run. It'll be one more, and that'll be it now for him. But he looks phenomenal as well. You can see the work he's putting in and stuff like that for years now. He's been doing obviously the proper hard work, like with the gym and stuff. He does the YouTube videos and stuff, doesn't he? Where You've got the series and stuff, and you can see just the difference in them and everything like that. It's ridiculous.
He had guests on and stuff, then he kind of thinks, I've seen a few of them, like some of the people that come on and try and do his workouts, they're just like...
And he goes around touring people's gyms and stuff, didn't he, as well? Because I think he done one with Edge, when he went to Edge's house and stuff, and they went mountain biking and things like that.
Yeah.
When he flew up.
Edge's routine's like pop, like fucking lumberjack mounty, off in the sticks somewhere, isn't it? It's like flipping massive tires with massive hammers and stuff. So, Edge's with proper rustic routines. So, but yeah, shout out, sort of sidebar into Edge Orton, Edge Rollins. Sorry, man of the match.
Right.
That was
match
man of the match, celebrating with a bottle of champagne and stuff.
Entrance of the night as well.
Oh God, I do remember that. I remember that, and I remember losing my shit when that started up. When that music started, I was going absolutely mental for it.
Brilliant. His match was brilliant as well.
I remember half of it. That was when the multiple Jaeger bombs and multiple Jackson rums and stuff kicked in.
But I take it you've mentioned the entrance. Well, I just wanted to twist it.
Yeah. Saying how I lost my shit basically with that music.
Imagine if I told you 5 years ago that Edge and Christian, two different major wrestling companies, are going to do some of the best in-ring work of their careers.
Crazy. Yeah, again, it's one of those situations you would just not, you won't believe it at the time. You'd be like, no, never going to happen. You're talking.
But they're both retired.
The one thing for me is how good would that entrance have been just for a minute of that entrance if when he come up, Gangrel was stood next to him.
Oh my God!
If just for that,
just for the
rise up, and then like sort of a fist bump at the top of the ramp. Gangrel goes back, gets paid his money, and Edge comes to the ring. Then when his music changed, that would have made it an absolute perfect 10 out of 10 entrance. Yeah. It was like 9.5, but that little bit when I was thinking about it, just like if Gangrel had been there for that moment, it would have been fucking perfect.
Yeah, that would have been an extra little bit of nostalgia just to kind of top it all off. But I like this match because it kind of got me re-interested in Rollins again. This whole feud has got me interested in Rollins again. I've not really dug him for the last couple of years. He's kind of just been there. But yeah, I think this is something he's able to get his teeth into, unlike like the Messiah gimmick and whatever.
I like the Monday Night Messiah thing. I haven't liked it since it's moved to SmackDown.
Yeah,
I liked it on Raw. I thought it was very good on Raw. But for some reason, even though the roster is a lot better on SmackDown, the SmackDown roster for me is a lot better than the Raw one is. But for some reason, Rollins, that character, worked better on Raw.
Yeah, I do like how Rollins like portrayed himself, saying like, "I'm like such a good wrestler. I can make these people as good as me. I can do it on Raw." So I'm like, the best thing on this show. I'm like the Messiah of this show. I can make any of you lot wrestlers as good as me.
Just for me. I don't know. I liked Rollins before that. I liked him as the architect. I liked him as face when he was going to get Triple H. Just
burn it down.
Even that sort of stuff.
You mean you didn't like it when he made Rey Mysterio lose his ping pong ball? Sorry, his eye.
I mean, fair play to Rollins though.
Which has grew back, by the way.
Yeah, of course it has.
I didn't know if you lost one of them, they grew back.
As Punk has shown, time heals all wounds.
That's the thing. We've all got baby eyes at the moment. At some point they'll fall out and we'll get with full grown adult eyes. That's what it must be, I think.
I'll get a free ping pong ball out of it then.
But yeah, Rollins Orton again. Rollins and Edge match of the night easily. I don't think there's anything else really to go over on SummerSlam.
I'm glad Corbin didn't win, because had he kept the case, I think it would have just made a mockery of it and turned it into it. It would have made it a 24/7 title, basically.
Yeah.
One thing I'm glad about SummerSlam, Bobby Lashley's still alive. He got dumped right in his head by Goldberg.
Oh, that ending was a fucking farce.
Do you know
after
why that
everything
didn't
over
happen?
the years.
Oh, hold
There's
on.
a Saudi
I-
Arabia
I-
show coming
I
up.
think I remember that ending, didn't it? Like, sort of, you had him in the full Nelson. Nothing really happened, and then the referee just called for the bell. Was that it?
No, so
No,
what happened was during the match,
No, never mind then.
the referee got distracted. MVP hit his cane on Goldberg's knee, and
Alright.
Goldberg sold it, and the referee stopped it because Goldberg couldn't get up.
Oh, fuck. Never mind then.
And then Lashley put his son in the hurt lock, which I thought would happen anyway.
Mine was the Drew ending, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Never mind. I don't remember it then. I'll go
But
back to
after
being
all
pissed for that time.
After everything we've seen wrestlers go through over the years, this is when a ref decides to think, no, okay, well, we'll stop the match now.
But the problem is, I can understand why they done it with Goldberg, because apart from McIntyre and obviously the Miz, who could they put the Lashley against on Raw?
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee.
Yeah, but
Or the
just coming back.
Keith Lee was good for the feud till draft.
Yeah, but
The draft is soon, so Ross is going to get revamped anyway.
I know.
Give him a little feud, Keith Lee.
Thankfully, it's after the UK tour, and I've got my SmackDown tickets, so I'm happy with the roster that I'm going to see.
Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, Keith Lee would be a shout.
There isn't much, though, is there?
No, it's not much.
Which is why they done the Goldberg thing.
But there's still Keith Lee there. Keith Lee sat there like, am I a joke to you?
No, but carrying crosses.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, give shoot that.
Give me time to have another can or something before we get onto that thing, man.
So, right, NXT then. Takeover. First match, Grimes versus LA Knight is what it was. As expected, Grimes finally, got his rewards and the babyface won in the end.
Yeah,
Good match.
Does nobody else think babyface DiBiase is just doesn't make sense?
Watch this week's NXT, and then you'll kind of get a bit more of a twatty DiBiase.
Good. I hope so.
Yeah,
and I like Grimes' a little update on the DiBiase chunks and stuff, the sparkly black with the dollar sign. And was it me or was LA Knight rocking a bit of a Hogan vibe as well? The DiBiase yellow with the red writing and stuff like that.
It was one of you. It could have been like a WrestleMania or
like a SummerSlam revamp, because it was SummerSlam, wasn't it? I think where they fought each other in tag matches 2 years running.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, you had like Andre and DiBiase versus Hogan and Savage and stuff, didn't you? That was a little.
And then you had the what's the other one as well? Didn't it have no, Savage and Zeus won it.
Savage and Zeus versus Hogan, Brutus.
Yeah. So yeah, we had that. Then we had Raquel Gonzalez versus Dakota Kai.
Quite upset Dakota didn't win here.
Yeah, I was. To be fair, I would have put the house on because
we all know where Dakota's going now.
Back to Lazy Town.
Probably,
yes.
She probably would prefer.
I would have loved the running from Sporticus on that one, because that's what she looks like, the little girl from that with the pink extensions.
Stephanie,
and
wasn't
stuff.
it? Stephanie.
I don't remember her name. I'm not that young.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, no, it looks like the little girl from Lazy Town.
Oh, that's just wrecked that for me.
I do think Dakota deserved the title run before she gets called up, but
I don't think she'll get called up. But I do like obviously the thought of Raquel against Kaylee Ray.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
there's a few from UK, because I'm assuming Walter's going to be on full-time NXT roster now as well.
I don't know, because Walter said before he doesn't want to move coming to US.
Yeah.
I would say if a big paycheck's put in front of him, then he'll have a couple of years living in the US.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Well, they're pushing for it, aren't they? They want him to. They're desperate to.
They need him to.
They've got to have a couple of big names. Even if they're doing this whole change to the roster and stuff like that, you still need a couple of names and people who are going to be recognised here. And I think for me, Walter will be a perfect one to have.
And that's why he's champion.
He's a big boy. He fits like the new rebranding anyway. You know what I mean? He'll fit sort of.
Should we just go on to talk about the Volta match now? And
my god!
This stage. That
This
Ilya
is the
body
only
was
match I've
in.
watched of Takeover, and
Oh,
holy
see.
moly.
Right,
Match
It's
the
as
year
good as,
contender.
it's as good as the first one.
if people want to come at me in the comments and at the end have me Twitter name and come at me, but this one was better than the first match.
Oh,
It was genuinely better than the first match. Because
Not gonna lie, still haven't seen the first match.
Oh, fucking hell. Go at him. Go at him.
At me.
You're
Go
bad.
at me. Go at me. Still haven't
No,
seen the
fuck
first
it.
match.
Fuck it. Doesn't matter. At least I've bothered to watch both of them. Get at him, motherfucker. You've had COVID. You've got no excuses. You've had the network in. You're telling me you've not thought, you know what? Maybe I could watch possibly one of the best, well, probably the best match of 2020. But no. No, I'm sorry. There's no excuse for that.
I know, I've got no excuse why I haven't watched it. I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
I
But
keep meaning to.
like I say, this one for me, it told a better story.
Yeah.
The first one had the brutality, but didn't really tell a story. This one had the brutality and told a story. And the build-up video before it gave me chills, like what WrestleMania 17 did. That video package before it, I genuinely had like WrestleMania 17, Austin Rock fucking chills watching that back. It was amazing.
How good are those two guys, though? I mean,
Oh,
Dragunov,
they're so
everybody
good.
appreciates Walter. Everybody knows how good Walter is, but we've got to start shouting out Dragunov as well. And the dude, there's just something about him. He's got to be like the best.
That man had the strongest stitches in the world in his head.
Yeah.
Because when he took that plaster off in the first 2 minutes, and for him not to be piss and blood, they were the strongest stitches ever.
I don't watch NXT UK, so how do you get that on his head?
He fought Roderick Strong on NXT.
Oh, is it from Roderick Strong?
Roddy Strong cracked him, a few days earlier. But yeah, NXT UK. I watch it here and there. It's on my planner. I record it every week. It's on Paramount and in the UK, so we get it free. So there's no real excuse. I watch it sporadically, but now that he's champ, I'm gonna have to go out my way and watch it on a weekly basis now, just because I want to see what this goes next.
Yeah, but no. My one annoyance is the NXT UK title, and it's an Austrian versus a Russian.
Yeah.
Defended in America.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact: since the title got introduced, since when first Tyler Bate won it, the title hasn't actually changed hands in the UK.
Wow.
Pete Dunne beat Tyler Bate in Chicago.
Yeah, I know.
Walter beat Dunne in
Brooklyn,
New York, and now Dragunov's beat Walter at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando.
Yeah.
Fun fact for you there.
That's you can
fact.
still go at it. Doesn't matter, mate. You still haven't seen fucking Dragunov Walter 1, so fuck off.
I don't have enough knowledge to come first in a pissing wrestling quiz.
Nor do I. Second place. Little Google fucks.
In the Brighton Hooked on Wrestling event, shout out to them. Brilliant.
I was at the Cardiff one.
I was in the Brighton one.
6 times.
I've been at them events 6 times. Enter their quiz 6 times. Come second 6 times.
You're demon spawn.
Yeah, I think I'm cursed at that.
666.
Where's sport?
There we go. It took a moment, but
yeah, I got there in the end.
Adam Cole, which brings us on to Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. I want to talk about Cole anyway because obviously Willie won't he AEW main roster.
He's going.
AEW.
He's going. Yeah.
I think it's going to come down to his Twitch account.
Yeah. I think it's Twitch account and his girlfriend are the 2 main factors.
Yeah.
How much would that piss you off if you're his bird? If your main competition is a Twitch account?
Well, it's just like going out with the boys. You're just like, no, I'm staying at home playing with it's.
The thing is the guys from the New Day and stuff like that could be the key elements to keep them there for like sort of the things like working out. The up, down, down.
Yeah, up, down, down could be a big factor as well. He's quite a big part of it.
It's weird that shit like that could be a major factor in it, but I genuinely think it could. I still don't think it will keep him there, but I think things like that, like you said, the Twitch account and those things could be a big factor in it.
If Cole goes to AEW, I'm really interested how they're going to explain it on BTE.
I think they'll do the resurrection pool with Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
They'll put someone
Yeah.
in, and then Adam Cole will come out giving it the old baby.
I said that to somebody last week.
Yeah.
Just, you know, go to like the Hardy compound and just like, yeah, do
'Cause
that. Or get James Mitchell up.
They can't bring Cole to AEW without doing like a resurrection thing, because in the BT universe, Adam Cole's dead.
Yeah. But they did that. The Young Bucks posted a link to like a seance thing on YouTube, like the best seance videos on YouTube. So
But
they're
going to have to do something like Dynamite or BT.
I don't know why you mentioned James Mitchell, and now all I can think about is James Mitchell running the Dark Order.
Wow. No, never.
No.
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 I love Reverend James Mitchell.
Awesome character, but nobody else can run the Dark Order.
The closest someone can run Dark Order is Hangman Page. That's the closest I'll go to it.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started, mate.
How would you book Cole in AEW?
Oh, I haven't listened to this conversation yet. Apparently,
honestly?
someone hates Hangman Page.
No, I don't hate him. I don't get him.
It doesn't see the big deal.
I don't see the deal. There's a difference. Don't hate him, just don't get him.
What? It's quite easy though. It's
not. It's Julian from Trailer Park Boys.
He got
cowboy.
He got cast out by his best mates. Ended up thinking he's a failure. Started drinking. Some other guys found him like a good guy. Built him back up again, thinking, "Oh, I can actually do something."
Baron Corbin.
And then he fails again. I'm done with this conversation. Let's move on.
So, how would you book Adam Cole, baby, in AEW? Would you have him join the Elite? Would you have him go after the Elite for killing him?
Adam Cole.
Well, he's probably going to end up fighting fucking Cody Rhodes, isn't he? So let's face it, because that's what every big name does when they go in there, apart from CM Punk. Fucking Cody Rhodes fights them.
I honestly don't know how you debut Adam Cole in AEW. If you're going by what's happened to BTE, people expect him to join the Elite, but how can he join the Elite? Because Kenny and the Bucks killed him.
Mm-hmm.
I'd drop him in for a month. Sorry.
But you can't have Adam Cole where he's a babyface. Because he's such a good heel.
I'd just drop him in as like little Easter eggs in like sort of behind this, freaking things with Britt Baker. Just in the office where he's walking around in the background and stuff for like a couple of weeks and everything. And just see if people spot him and everything and just bed him in slowly. And then all of a sudden it's like, when there's a big pop there and they go, he's been here for a month if you look properly.
But I think with Adam Cole, I understand why AEW is fan Adam Cole. Adam Cole is one of the best wrestlers in the world, I think. Like character-wise, talent-wise, he's one of the best in the world overall. But it's really hard to think of a way you can debut on AEW with everything that's happened with him and Lee that made it make sense.
Yeah.
Why not have him come in as have him go to New Japan first and come out as the new leader of the Bullet Club and have that as the start of the Civil War?
Ooh.
I think I've just
But then you
solved
got
the
to deal with Jay
conundrum.
White. Then you got to deal with the whole Jay White situation.
Well, have him feud in New Japan with Jay White first. Then have him beat Jay White for the lead control of it. Jay White leaves the Bullet Club, does whatever he does with Finlay and stuff like that, and have Adam Cole lead the charge where he just says on the New Japan show, we're going to AEW to reclaim what's ours and stuff, and takes the Bullet Club, and they have the whole Civil War thing between the Elite and the Bullet Club. Boom. Mick's just booked the next fucking year.
I don't really want Adam Cole in the Bullet Club though.
Adam Cole was in the Bullet Club for ages, mate.
I know Adam Cole's I don't want him in the Bullet Club anymore. I know Adam Cole's in the Bullet Club.
It seemed for me. I think that's a beautiful way of introducing him. If somebody can come at me with a better way, feel free.
It's a good one.
It is difficult for Adam Cole to go to AEW. Much we'll love it, but it is difficult.
That's the thing, because that's the conundrum we've got at the minute. But obviously, if he does go, how do you do that? Daniel Bryan, how do you book Daniel Bryan's turning up?
I would start him off with somebody like, is it Daniel Garcia?
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
Yep.
100%. Have him lose to Daniel Garcia in one of his first matches, and because Daniel Garcia is the next Daniel Bryan incarnation, so why not have him lose to the Pretender, to the Throne and stuff like that, and have a thing, and it puts both where they have a series of matches. Yeah. And then you can start doing things with other things with Daniel Bryan, but then you've also started to build a new star.
Would you put him in a faction though as well? Obviously,
no.
It's AEW, they're
no.
not a faction.
No,
you not have
no.
no.
Yo, he's got to be on his own.
Bryan's such a good underdog babyface that he can't have people.
Have him do what Christian's doing, where he does work with the underdog things, the Jurassic Express, things like that, where he's not joining them, but he's doing shit with them. Like, sort of, if he needs help, he goes to them for help and stuff.
You know what just popped in my mind though? This might not work. This might be really bad.
Or the Varsity Blondes.
Oh, that's not a bad shout. But what I was thinking was, on Dynamite this week, there was massive confliction in Dark Order, where I think it was Uno's went to Reynolds. Oh, you're just under John Silver's shadow. Maybe it's like Bryan comes in and goes, right, Reynolds, Silver, come with me. We'll show these poses how it's done. And the Hangman comes in like, dude, WTF? I've got my belt now. He's pissed off again.
Or take the piss. Because wasn't Scorpio Sky, wasn't he the doctor? Or didn't he have something to do with the Team Hell No thing?
Yeah, he was part of the therapy session, wasn't he?
He was part of the therapy session. Why not incorporate that into it? Take the piss out of that and have him feud with Scorpio Sky, because he'd be like, remember me, bitch, and stuff.
So Scorpio Sky is and Paige have teamed up with that MMA dude. He's basically their manager now, as of this week's Dynamite.
I haven't seen Dynamite yet. I haven't seen Dynamite yet, so
I haven't seen Dynamite for months.
Oh, Dynamite's so good.
No, I don't watch wrestling live anymore. No, it's weird.
That would fit because he's bigging up real men kind of thing, and obviously he's kind of trying to get over MMA. And if Daniels comes in and defends wrestling, he could go up against Paige or Sky. Could be like a wrestler defending wrestling's honor kind of thing against some dude who's just talking trash about it and bigging up MMA.
Possibly.
It's weird. Yeah. It is weird that Bryan, he can probably do anything, it'll work.
Yeah.
I honestly Bryan MJF.
Oh, I think that's the thing. There's just so many. I love the fact that Punk put over Pillman Jr. in his interview this week. He picked up 4 young stars. Pillman Jr. was one of them. I was like, yes.
It's made me want to see Penta versus Punk even more.
I know what I do want to see. Just not even for the in-ring match itself, but for the build-up to it, is Punk Kingston.
Oh my
Punk
God!
Kingston.
Yeah.
I think he's just had an accident.
The mic work.
It'd be unreal.
Yeah.
Might work.
I don't even. They could have the biggest stinker of a match ever, but the
build-up and the mic work,
promo stuff would be unreal.
They could get in the ring and just thumb wrestle for 5 minutes. Oh, yeah, okay. Right, but yeah, the promo work would be next level.
My God! I've just thought of Bryan's first opponent, Pac against Bryan. Jesus Christ! Why aren't we thinking of that?
It's just so many options though, because you
have the Death Triangle go after Bryan while he's on his own. Then have him team with somebody then come to his aid to help with that.
I think Penta Phoenix would be with Andrade after All Out.
Yeah, they're going to be with Andrade after.
Because I don't want babyface back again.
I
I
don't
want,
think
I
Babyface
want,
will
I
just.
want
Pac could still be
to-
his bastard self, but be a
I want Pac
babyface.
to be just a cunt.
Yeah.
He could still be,
He
he could still be
will
one, but he could still do it as a babyface.
Sorry, Jay, I dropped the C bomb.
But yeah,
Fine.
Pac, he's like Moxley, where he'll just be that kind of in between. You know, he's having goes at good guys, he's having goes at bad guys, kind of thing. He's just anybody that's in his way. Pac
But-
works.
Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough.
If Pac was in
As I
WWE,
heard him drop to Andrade last week when I did watch some. I did watch Rampage, the first Rampage live, because I thought it was a pay-per-view and not realize it was an hour-long show. This is how much I don't watch it, you see. I didn't even realize it was a new TV show. I just thought, oh, they're randomly putting a pay-per-view on a Friday night. And then it was an hour-long show.
But Miro as well was absolutely smashing it. I mean, you could David and Goliath. Well, Daniel Bryan versus this Miro. I think that would be a banging match as well. I don't think they really locked up that much in WWE.
No, I don't think they did.
I think Brian Rusev actually had a match in WWE.
Nope. So Bryan versus Miro would be an absolute story, I think.
Yeah. There's so many. In fairness, there is so many. Do you not go get the thing with AEW? Is that at the moment their roster is actually too stacked?
Yes and no. I think obviously when they started up, they had to. No offense to guys like Peter Avalon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were on the roster because they were available when it was a new company.
Yeah.
Obviously,
No, agreed.
You got to have talent like that. You got to have people like that.
It's enhancement talent.
It's like why people like Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins work really well in WWE.
Excuse me, Zack Ryder is your world champion.
And I meant when he was in WWE. When he was in WWE.
Sorry, we're talking about the last week or so. Can we just briefly mention his cosplay as Vince McMahon on Friday night? He come out for a GCW world title match dressed as Vince when he was ECW champion.
Yeah.
Black sweatshirt, black MMA gloves, do-rag, everything.
It was
He even
brilliant.
done the walkout and everything. He had the Vince strut and everything coming out to the ring.
Wow.
He's
Cardona
he's
in
up
GCW
there.
is
It's that whole thing we were talking about. Who'd have thought 10 years time would be, because his work is that good. It's up on that level where you've got to talk about him along the same line. And that for me, where he come out is ECW champion Vince was just beautiful. And it's like he's having non-death matches. And he's playing to like sort of sponsors, like it's a Pabst Blue Ribbon or something, the beer company, and they're tweeting all his stuff. And he's going under the ring and he's hitting them in the head with 6-packs of their beer and everything. And then they're retweeting it and everything like that to give more exposure to the company.
Nice. But yeah, I think like we talked about it previously, I think James put it in the group chat where that picture from 2011 where you had Daniel Bryan, Zack Ryder and CM Punk, and like basically saying, who thought 10 years later these three would still be, at the most talked about.
They're the most talked about people in wrestling right now.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, up until last week, you could have added John Cena to that picture as well.
Yeah.
Everyone was talking about Cena.
Yeah,
but speaking of Cena, have you actually watched that video that's come up on there where it's the kid talking about his mother and stuff like that? It is one of the most emotional things I've ever seen.
No.
And it's like sort of somebody put it perfectly, and it's like sort of everyone saying turn Cena heel and stuff. And it's like, this is why you can't turn Cena heel. And it's basically just a kid reaching out to him because I think one of his parents has got cancer. And it's like Cena's there watching it in tears and stuff. And it's such an emotional thing to watch and everything. And it's like, it's unreal. And it just shows you how much of a fucking amazing, nice guy he is. Which is why he will overtake Flair. That's why I'm saying he'll have the 17th run. Because of what he's done. And he never ever shies away from showing emotion. It's like, if something gets him, that's why he does all these Make-A-Wish things. Because he's like sort of, I'll show emotion. If something gets to me, fucking, I'll show the emotion and stuff. Which is why he's the GOAT, apart from the Miz.
Yeah, in fairness, I haven't got anything with Cena. I've always sort of said about Cena that wrestling's a circus and Cena is there for the kids. You know what I mean? There's plenty of other things for me to like at that time. when Cena was at the top. You know, you had your Daniel Bryans, you had your Punks. You know, there's numerous other people on the card that I enjoyed watching. Cena wasn't for me. I liked Dr. Thugonomics. After that, not so much. But
He's Punk's greatest ever rival. He's Punk's greatest rival.
What ever or
Yeah,
in WWE?
ever for me. He's Punk's greatest rival.
You know what? It's hard to actually
I would
debate
say
that.
Joe, but
I think like as a actual feud, Punk Cena.
They were the polar opposites.
Yeah, exactly.
They were literally because Punk and Joe, as good as their matches were similar. Punk and Cena were polar opposites.
yeah, I get that.
And that's why for me he's that's why I think that's why wrestling fans disliked him. I wouldn't say hated him, but I think they disliked him because they saw what Punk went through and they sort of thought Cena had it handed to him. And I think that's what they played off with the Punk Cena thing.
Oh yeah, but it was way before that. I mean, you're looking at like 2006 when he fought RVD at the ECW second one night stand. There was hate for Cena way before Punk.
How many top wrestlers though from Cena's era, where possibly their best match they had was against Cena? There's been quite a few.
There has, but is that down to the other? But I know Cena's Edge.
Yeah, Edge. You got Punk. You could even argue AJ Styles.
Oh, Cena AJ was a brilliant feud.
But you can even argue that AJ, possibly one of AJ's greatest matches, was against John Cena.
Which one do you prefer, SummerSlam or Royal Rumble?
Royal Rumble.
One thing I love about that Royal Rumble match, they didn't go outside the ring once. It's I like little details of matches that stick out, and them not going outside the ring, not even once. Not for like someone just wiring out, taking the time, like taking a breath, or just getting chucked out of the ring and going back in again. It didn't leave the ring once.
But I'll argue with people till I'm blue in the face that when people say, "Oh, you can't say Cena's one of the best ever," he's been handpicked. He's been handpicked as a champion. Yes, he has. But for me, he's still one of the greatest ever, if not the greatest ever.
Yeah, the longest time. Obviously, Mick, I actually agree with you. But longest time I was with Nick's side saying, "Oh, this nothing seems with that." But it was 2015 when he won the US title. That's where I turned around. Then he started doing US Open Challenge. He started having bangers against Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens,
Sami Zayn,
Liger, Sami Zayn, Stardust, Seth Rollins. I might have said them already, but he had no reason to go out week in and week out on Monday Night Raw to do like Matt Cesaro, best example from it. Rusev. He had no real reason to go out on weekly TV and just do banger matches after banger matches after banger matches.
For, let's face it, a secondary title.
Yeah, exactly. This was Cena we're talking about.
Cena could have had 3 more world title reigns in the time he had a US title.
Yeah, and that was from Mania to October, I think, as well. Yeah. That was going on. The consistency was unreal. Like, yes, there was the opponents like the Ambroses, the Cesaros, the Sami Zayns, the Kevin Owens. But they started doing it to guys like Stardust with Zack Ryder.
There's only so many names you can list off and say Cena had a good match with them because he was in there with somebody good.
Yeah, exactly.
The list of Cena matches that are fucking really good. Fuck me, he had fucking good matches with Umaga and Khali and stuff.
That last man
the
stand
Khali
match
one when he put him through the fucking ramp and stuff. The Umaga one where he made him quit with the bottom rope.
Yeah.
Who was having top matches with? Who had a top match with Khali?
Exactly.
Other than Cena, who had a top match with him? Nobody. Batista. His feud with Batista when Batista turned heel.
Brilliant.
Was amazing.
Yeah,
people will hate it, but he is the greatest ever.
He's one of the greatest of all time. Yeah, he is up. I think he is up there.
He's good. He's not one of the greatest. So you can't put him above fucking like Mr. Perfect or Owen Hart or Rowdy Roddy Piper and stuff like that.
No, they don't get me wrong. They were great wrestlers. But this is the all-round thing. This is what we're talking about. It's the all-rounder.
Yeah, you can't. I think if you're gonna be known as one of the greatest of all time, you can't just put in like the wrestling talent. Obviously, it helps, yeah, but you can't just use wrestling talents.
He's one of the greatest sports entertainers of all time.
But is that not basically what wrestling is? It always has been. It always has been. Apart from the Olympic stuff, it always has been for me.
And New Japan as well. I think New Japan does count itself as like a sport. But let's talk about. I think okay. Let's say American wrestling. Put it like that. Because I think New Japan is its own different thing. I think they treat themselves like a sport. New Japan. It's quite hard to do that. So I think North American wrestling. I think Cena is one of the best of all time.
He'd be on my Mount Rushmore, 100%.
Yeah.
If you're doing a Mount Rushmore of wrestling, Cena would probably be my first name that would be on there. I'd probably have someone like your Eddie Guerrero or your Rick Rude or some personal opinions on there, but I would have to have Cena on there.
Mine of that would be AJ Styles. Brilliant.
Would you put Cena above Austin?
Yes.
And
because he's more of a because Austin, as good as Austin was, you're not even listening to me. I can say what I want at the moment, you prick. And
you start banging out curse words.
I know.
Right
just
now.
start.
Get the editing done.
No, I get wrong off his misses when I drop C-bombs.
You still talking?
Yeah, I would have him above Austin. Ugh. Sorry, mate. It's opinion, mate. It's like an arsehole. It's like an arsehole. We've all got one.
Yeah, I know. It don't bother me. Like I said, I'm quite happy for people to. I like it when people have, as long as you can talk about it.
See, I'd love for people to actually come back at us and actually say if they completely disagree with me. I'd love to see people's Mount Rushmores.
If you want, as long as they keep it kind.
I'll post mine afterwards. Barry Horowitz will be on there, which I pointed out to all you. The handprint's the wrong way around. I'd never noticed that until I posted that GIF in the group chat.
It's like, as soon as we finish here, put a tweet out saying, "Is Cena better than Austin?" ... asking for a friend.
or put one out saying, "Does Cena belong on a Mount Rushmore of wrestling?"
Yeah,
I'll do both. I'll put both in, and I'll put Palmer in there as well, just because he can join in.
If you put Palmer in there, though, tell him the Miz has got to be on it.
Yeah, agreed.
Palmer hates my love of the Miz.
I like this as well.
Mick turned up with a Miz t-shirt last week for the recording.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
All his face just absolutely dropped. It's like
you got to do it. Got to do it in a CM Punk on a CM Punk spotlight episode. Turn up in a Miz t-shirt with a couple of cans of Kronenberg.
Speaking of Punk, we actually haven't spoke about that yet.
Since 5 minutes ago.
what?
The actual debut. Friday.
Oh no, yeah, I did ask.
I think we started going. I think that started off the show.
We're proper shit, and I've got to say, I've taken a lot of blame for this. Is I love a tangent.
Yeah.
But this was a hell of a tangent.
It's like a Ross Noble show, like a Ross Noble comedy show. We always go back to it and finish off a conversation.
So 55 minutes later.
Yeah, 55 minutes later. It was all right.
Even Jim Cornette picked it up.
People got a free ice cream. Fuck it.
How awesome is that?
He paid for his own money.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, except it was not all the vegan touchy-feely crap. It's like this special chocolate with fucking vanilla pod ice cream. It's vanilla ice cream wrapped in chocolate, for fuck's sake.
But
It's still ice cream.
Don't give us straight edge ice cream bars, for fuck's sake.
it's
I'm not gonna lie though, I will be ordering a t-shirt.
Yeah,
Once the website's back up and running.
but like, it was weird. Like, it's not that often wrestling actually gets me like emotional. I think it happened with Edge retiring, Daniel Bryan retiring. Obviously, what people would expect.
I loved how the memes of the guy crying in the audience, how people are saying he's the new Undertaker losing the streak guy.
He fucking got 3 Bound for Glory tickets out of it, so.
Yeah, everybody's been after. Like Tommy Dreamer's been asking for him. Some dude was going to give him some CM Punk custom Jordans. Yeah, everybody's kind of been looking for that guy, just to give him free shit.
Do you know what it is? I need to go to a big show and just pretend I'm overcome with some form of emotion during the show, just because I want to be one of those meme guys who gets loads of free shit. Because I'm telling you now, that the Undertaker street guy got minted from their memes. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
He got loads of shit for that. I'm telling you. And
Yep,
now this new.
The only downside was Brock Lesnar guy. He kind of ruined Punk's entrance for me.
I don't think so. I think Punk's entrance, like everything before that, was special. So
yeah, but then you have Brock Lesnar guy getting all giddy and wearing that same fucking t-shirt that he always wears, and just looking like an absolute goon, stood behind Punk.
And fucking Frank the Clown.
Yeah,
but
Mr. Noel Foley.
Like, if it wasn't like I even watched it the day after. I didn't watch it live because
I think I watched it about 5 times.
I like sleep.
What I did like is they obviously listened to my complaint about the first episode of Rampage of having no colour commentator on there and just having 4 guys on there who weren't them. And on this episode of Rampage, Jim Ross was back. Jim Ross was on it, I think. I'm sure I heard Jim. Yeah. But the first episode was Excalibur, Jericho, Mark Henry, and somebody else. Taz. Fucking that's how forgettable it was. Fucking Taz. I knew that prick would have to come in somehow. Love you, Taz. Don't choke me. But second episode, Punk's coming back. Jim Ross is there. They obviously listened to my feedback on it and wanted to know. Wanted the color comments. Play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
But I think Jim Ross was there just for the occasion, in fairness.
But I did start to tear up when I saw Punk coming out and him just sat on the kneeling on stage, soaking everything in. Quite a hard personality. I did start thinking, wait, what? Then part of me went, MJF's coming out.
That was it. I was still, part of me was wanting it to be a big troll from the Young Bucks, like sort of just to put them and Omega just to be the biggest heel twats there is.
Yeah,
and but then have Punk come out and all out. But
yeah,
for that moment,
Chicago still.
for that moment, I think they missed out on some massive sort of heel heat that they could have had for that.
Because Kenny had been wearing the CM t-shirts as well.
Yeah, Cookie Monster and Chick Magnet, wasn't
he? Yeah.
He looked like a redneck at the beach as well with a Chick Magnet one on with those stupid denim shorts. I don't know why, but no, they definitely missed out on some massive heel heat.
They did, but I think something like 5 million views on YouTube now has kind of made up for that.
But I think
don't get me wrong, it's made them the most talked about company.
Yeah. Especially with Daniel Bryan coming in, Adam Cole, maybe Bray Wyatt. It's like
crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy time.
Where's Braun Strowman going?
In Paris.
Don't care.
No, don't say that. For me, he's one of the best big men in the business at the moment.
I don't get Braun.
Fuck off, he's better than Hangman Page.
Yeah. But no, there's talk of him going to Impact.
Oh, good. I can deal with that.
You'll get Braun against Moose.
Ooh.
Or Braun against Tammy Callahan in a violent match.
He could turn up in Ring of Honor because he's very good friends with EC3.
This is very true. Yeah, he is on it. Yeah, they're
I
very,
think
very
if-
good
They're
friends.
proper boys, aren't they? Them two
Yeah.
and
Spud.
Spud.
if
The
I
three of them
want,
are
if
fucking.
I want to
li-
see,
Get over it, Nick. Get over it. It's been years now. Fuck me, you told me this story when we first met at fucking Castlefed.
if I want to see Braun in a major wrestling company, it'd be New Japan.
Braun against Suzuki.
I just think Braun in New Japan will work really well.
It would, 'cause he could be that dominant kind of. He could be like the Vader back in the day.
Exactly.
You know, that dominant beast.
Like
Yeah, monster.
even in Inoki.
Yeah.
Inoki was
He's-
similar, wasn't it?
Like he's good enough to have good matches with the right opponent.
Yeah.
And be dominant.
Actually, do you know what would be fucking a really good match for me? Would be Braun against Okada. The difference in
Oh.
styles, I think Braun Okada would be a really good match.
I'm more
David,
thinking,
David and Goliath kind of thing.
Yeah, but I think it'd be the invading fucking giant Braun Strowman against Japan's favorite fucking son. I think that would work fucking beautifully. That would.
more thinking Braun Ishii, but that's just me.
Yeah,
I like an Ishii.
fuck.
I like an Ishii match.
But it's a crazy time because, like, we're talking about this, that, and the other, and there's still people out there that still got, like, Buddy Murphy's got to turn up somewhere. Surely the dude's
Thank-
too good.
Do you know who I feel sorry for this? Sorry for massively in all of this. Because he could do so much more, and he's just being shit on. Is Dolph Ziggler? Imagine if
You know
Dolph got
what?
released and where
You know
Dolph
what?
could go, and what people could do with Dolph if he's booked right. Dolph would be amazing still.
You know what? I agree. I think Dolph in AEW would be fantastic.
Do you know what Dakota
Match
Kai
Cena
actually? Watching Takeover, Dakota Kai, her selling reminds me so much of Dolph. It's ridiculous. She sells so well.
No, I think Dolph in like an AEW would be fantastic.
I think Dolph.
Oh,
I think Dolph anyway.
Yeah.
Would
I
be
think Dolph's
amazing.
good. I think Dolph is
Dolph,
brilliant.
Dolph could be amazing in WWE if they just fucking used him.
He fucking got a 4.5 star match out. 4.5 star match out of the Miz.
Fucking don't badmouth the Miz. Every Miz match is 5 stars, bitch.
I'm not bad with Miz. Like Miz as a character is brilliant. As an England performer,
So
there's better people.
I didn't. There is better people, but I love the Miz.
Yeah, I love the Miz as a
I'm
character.
a full on Miz mark. I think
as
he's
an
amazing.
as an out wrestler, Miz is
No.
what it is. He's there.
He adapts well, and he can imitate people really well. The stuff he was doing with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
It come up actually. It was 4 years ago. Some point this week was where the Talking Smack thing, where he dropped that stuff on Bryan on Talking Smack.
That's 5 years ago.
Was it 4 or 5 years ago or something like that?
It's
But
right at the start of the band split.
Because it come up on me. How good was that? When the whole thing where he's calling Bryan a coward, saying, "You know what, go and wrestle in the bingo halls."
And Bryan's done that.
And stuff. Yeah,
he's done that now. He's left WWE to go wrestle other places. If Bryan probably might do independent shows, but I think Bryan might do some independent shows.
Bryan said, I think, that wherever he goes, they've got to let him go to Japan to wrestle as well.
Yeah. Bryan in G1. Let that sink in.
AEW could do a G1 with the roster
fair.
they've got. They could do a G1 type
Yeah,
thing.
it's 20 wrestlers, isn't it? 20 wrestlers, 2 groups of 10.
That would sell me on it. I'd probably watch more TV if it was somewhere there. Fuck me, do a Bound for Glory series.
Underrated concept.
If you put the right wrestlers into it, AEW, if they'd done a Bound for Glory series, fuck me, I'd be all over that shit.
Yeah, it's a very underrated concept, actually. I remember that and actually really enjoying that back in TNN.
I didn't like some of the points systems on it, but as a concept, I thought it was really fucking good. And I think that something like that would work perfectly in AEW, especially with the ranking system. So, say you've got your ranking system, you go 2 months before a big pay-per-view, and you decide, okay, well, how about number 2 to 12? You're in a knockout system now, leading into that, and whoever's top of that is now number one contender because your number one contender's fighting the champion.
Yeah.
I think AEW was perfect for that with that ranking system.
It's like between Double or Nothing and All Out.
But they could do it throughout the year for different titles because they've got different ranking systems for different titles. So do it for the heavyweight title, do it for the women's, do it for the tag.
Take a breath.
You can probably do exactly what New Japan does.
When I get a good point.
Let James talk, man.
Sorry.
You can do what New Japan does do for any title. You can chuck Miro and Kenny in there as well, like I do with G1, and whoever wins it gets their choice on what they want to face. It could be either for the TNT title, it could be for the AEW title. But I just think about that. I think if they do what they do, it's 2 groups of 10. I think in New Japan, isn't it? It's 2 groups of 10. Like, let's talk about a top 4 of each group. So one group have Kenny, Miro, the champions in each group. Under is Punk, Bryan. You got people like MGF, Darby. Then
Page, Moxley.
Yeah, you
had to put him in, didn't you?
You got Hangman.
Put him in there.
Hangman, Jericho. There's so many people, so many matches. Adam Cole potentially.
Yeah,
Bray Wyatt. Malachi. Andrade, Pac, Penta,
Sting.
Phoenix, Sting.
Sting could be in there.
Chuck Sting in there. Yeah, sure, why not?
Don't be bad mouthing Sting.
Chuck Ric Flair in there as well. Get a good pop.
Andrade.
Yeah, exactly. Good. There's
The
talent
list
there
is
to do like
unreal.
G1 type tournament. AEW is mental right now. They mean business. I think the whole wrestling landscape, especially once Bryan comes into AEW, is going to shift massively. So this is like the landscape. Punk made it like that when he came back. And when Bryan comes back, it's going to more go like that. I think Bryan and Punk could be huge game changers.
I hope so. That's the key thing. I don't want WWE to go out of business. I like WWE. I like more of the stuff that I dislike. I just want them to improve the product because they have to, because of competition. I want that period back again, where it's like 97, 98, where they were smashing it because they were scared.
But they weren't smashing it though. That's the thing. If
97, 98. 97 definitely was.
I think it's more 98, wasn't it?
Go back and watch the pay-per-views from 97 and 98.
Yeah,
they're awful.
Them recently. No, they're not.
No. To be fair, Nick went a whole period going from Survivor Series 90 to about the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
So
I watched every pay-per-view from 1990 up to end of 99.
quite good time to stop there, didn't you? Just for the best pay-per-view boom of all time.
Yeah, pretty much. That was a punishment for myself. But don't get me wrong, they weren't perfect. The undercard wasn't always the strongest. But
SummerSlam
main
95.
events, yeah. But 97 and 98 was solid. You had some
King of the Ring 99.
I said 97, 98.
Ah.
You had Canadian Stampede in 97.
I've actually watched that tag match and it's absolutely brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Molten hot crowd.
Exactly.
I hope that's from us giving you advice too.
This happened before you got us talking to me about it. I went back and watched it.
I digress. Anyway, but yeah, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't, but competition should hopefully bring out the best if they can acknowledge them as competition.
But we all know Nick Khan, Vince McMahon, I can't remember the bloody name now. Kevin Dunn, that was it.
Yeah.
Are stubborn mother effers.
Unfortunately.
Fans call for 2-hour Raws again.
4 hours.
4 hours.
So,
8 hours SmackDown.
So you want 2 hours? We'll times that by 2. You get 4 hours.
Is Nick Khan Tony's brother who was outcast for being a dumb fuck?
I think he's a mole. He's a plant.
His dad said you're getting no money because you're thick as fuck. So WWE said we'll hire you.
Khan.
Ta-da!
Any relation? I was at some point.
What's your name? Nick. Oh, we don't care, Nick. Oh, Nick Khan. Khan?
Must be. No, Vince's the way Vince's mind works. It's like, oh, it must be related somewhere. Yeah, we'll get him in.
Or they'll do a
Damn
work
it.
thing. They'll do a work thing where the claim is related to him.
Yeah. That'd be the new angle.
Khan versus Khan.
Can't
Be like Vince versus God, where it's just the spotlight.
Ah, what's your name? Nick. Oh, we don't give it. Get out of my office, you bastard. Oh, Nick Khan, you're hired.
What's scary is the fact that the Khans have actually got more money than Vince.
That's
Yes.
it.
And that's doing better with money than Vince as well.
Right, I'm going to wrap it up.
No.
I want another drink. Mr.
Right.
Conley, do you plug your socials?
Yeah, so Twitter and Instagram, it's at Mr. Mick Ego, just recently followed by Adam Bomb, Real Blind Clark. Nice one, mate. And Mick Conley on Facebook.
James, still a hard cam?
Yeah, you lot are good disappointed. I can't be. I haven't changed my name yet. I forgot I haven't changed my name on Twitter.
Stuck. You literally stuck. You can change your display name, but not your app name.
No, I've changed my app before. Nice washing machine.
Man. Can't do it. Thank you.
Nope.
Yeah, hard cam James.
Type hard C. See what you get.
Follow me. Pat me on Twitter for my name, and I'll just reply play a thumbs up on it or something.
That's what he done to me.
Gentlemen, it's been interesting.
Been a pleasure.
Is that your way of saying shit?
No,
it's been interesting.
It's been interesting.
Make sure
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Don't worry, mate. We've still got the view bash at the beach yet.
I know. I can't wait. Nick, are you coming on that?
I might do actually. Yeah, I think I'd be interested.
Bash at the beach 2000.
We've got to have a 4-way on that one.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you want to see more 4-ways, start typing in hard cam.
And on that note, I'm going to stop the recording.
Sorry, James, mate.